Welcome to
Rough Draft Podcast.
Rough Draft Podcast.
Rough Draft Podcast.
The Rough Draft Podcast.
the Rough Draft Podcast.
Rough Draft Podcast.
Welcome to the Rough Draft Podcast.
The Rough Draft Podcast. Welcome to the Rough Draft Podcast.
Ready to turn the rough drafts of today into the masterpieces of tomorrow? Let's get started.
Welcome to this special Teacher Appreciation Week episode of the Rough Draft Podcast. Today we're spotlighting some incredible voices from across Clyde CISD. Alumni who once walked these halls as students and now serve as educators, leaders, and role models in the very community that raised them. We asked them what it means to give back, how it feels to be a Bulldog then and now, and what makes this district so special. Their stories are full of pride, heart, and gratitude, a perfect tribute to the teachers who inspired them and the colleagues they now work beside. So sit back and enjoy these reflections from our hometown heroes.
I'm Susan Jackson, graduated in 1982. Met my husband at Clyde High School, and he also graduated from Clyde in 1980. We are got married, and we had 2 children, and they also both graduated from Clyde High School. And now their children, my grandchildren, are currently enrolled. We've got 4 grandchildren here in Clyde CISD.
Christy Walker Patton, class of 2002. One of the best things about teaching in Clyde is that I get to pay back the community that raised me and that molded me into who I am. And so one of the best things for me is that I came home from the first day of kindergarten, and I'd had such a fantastic day that first day in kindergarten. I told my mother, when I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher. And Miss Broadfoot had this huge impact on me at 5 years old. And in the last few years, I've had the opportunity to teach some of her great-grandchildren. And so that full circle moment of here's somebody who inspired me, and now I'm getting to pay that forward into her family is such a cool thing. You don't get that anywhere. Clyde is really special.
I'm Candace Birdsong Holloway. I graduated in 1998 from Clyde High School. Being back here and actually working in the same building, this was my high school before it was a junior, before the new one was built. I've enjoyed very much being here, being where I went to school, feeling my teachers that were here with me too, which, made a big impact on me. And I'm a second generation Bulldog. My parents graduated 66 and 67. My sister graduated in 91. I graduated in 90. Our daughters graduated in 22 from here. So it's just, this is home. This is a place, and really, really, really love being able to give back to the community that helped give to me.
Paula Rose Kinslow, class of 1991. My experience at Clyde ISD helped shape my life as an educator because I've always enjoyed and loved giving back to students. I have volunteered in 4-H in our county, in Callahan County. I was an active 4-H member and then a leader, and it's just been a blessing. Whether you're working with students in the classroom or outside of the classroom, taking the time to invest in the future is powerful.
I'm Pam Gilbreth Watkins. I was Gilbreth before I married, and I still use that professionally as an artist. I graduated from Clyde High School in 1977. As a Clyde graduate, now turned educator, I'm thinking that looking back at my past experiences in high school and earlier, that I learned so much just about life and living well and treating people well from the faculty, really all the faculty that were at the Clyde schools at that time. That's been a long time ago. We don't have any of those people teaching here now. But Mrs. Huff was a standout for many of us who graduated in the 70s. And she would probably come to mind first, but that's not to say that others weren't equally important and influential in the lives of their students. Just role models. Just that, more than classroom learning, it's not that we didn't retain what they were teaching us. I know we did because we still use those things, but just being role models and showing us how to be good people.
Hi, this is JC Miller, or when I was here at school, JC Silva, class of 2017. So what's really cool about me working here now is that when I was a 4th grade here, I had an amazing 4th grade teacher, Mr. Nightstep. Maybe some of you know him. And that was actually the classroom that I'm in currently is a classroom that I had when I was a 4th grader, and he was absolutely amazing. So it's awesome to get to be in that same environment and live through his legacy.
Jessica Harrison, 1999. I really enjoyed being a Clyde Bulldog. I went here from kindergarten through high school. I graduated from here, and my teachers made me feel very loved and accepted, special, all the things, and I want my students to feel the same way. And that's my ultimate goal.
Donna Blaze, class of 1984. Growing up in Clyde, I had so many teachers that just helped me grow and learn. And so being able to teach in Clyde has given me an opportunity to get back to the community, to love on these kids, speak life over them and art into them and just teach them. And Clyde's such a special community. There's so many special people that, when something happens, they're there to help each other, whether it's a sickness or a fire. And so I've always took pride living in Clyde, and it makes me really happy that I get to teach here. I think we have such a good school district, and it's so cool when I've had kids I had their parents growing up, and I'm like, oh, I had your mom, I had your dad, or, I know your grandparents, and so that they think it's special, and I think it's special, and so I'm just happy that I get to teach in Clyde. I think it's awesome.
My name is Courtney Metcalf. I'm Clyde Bulldog, class of 2000. My experience as a student at Clyde is I had teachers and coaches pour into me and push me to be better than I ever thought I could be. So I think that drives me in all the extra things I do. I love going to all the sporting events, keeping books, and watching high school kids play and be successful. And then working with special education students, I love to just encourage them and try to push them to be more than they thought they could be.
JC Fortune, class of 2018. It feels good to be back in the community that really poured into me when I was a kid and when I was a student here. And so I'm just happy to give back and hopefully make an impact like the community did on me.
Alicia Deal, class of 2002. I wanted to be somebody that gave back, and it gives me opportunity to still be here at Clyde. And I love Clyde. I love the community of Clyde. And I appreciate everything that has been given to me here, and I just wanted to give back.
Holly Kofer, 2004. It's very special to me to get to take care of the kids, the school that I went to, and to help take care of them in the community because I remember our nurse who took care of us.
Hi, I am Katie Hodges, a 2003 Clyde graduate. As a student at Clyde, I felt so loved and cared for by all my teachers, the community, and everyone around that. That is one thing I really tried to put into me being an educator, is just really showing the love and feeling really invested in these kids' lives, this community, and just really wanting the best for everybody as a whole.
All right, my name is Patty Keith, and I'm from the class of 1999. Back then, I was Patty Smith. See, back then, being a Clyde Bulldog was, for me, all about being with my family, just being closer to family. We moved from Vernon my sophomore year to Clyde so we can get closer to my dad's side of the family, which I had not been close to at all. But the really cool thing about now is that not only am I an alumni, my husband's an alumni, and now all three of my children are going to be alumni, and so are my dad's side of the family. So they've got to be part of this huge family that I didn't really get until I was in high school. And it's really, really important for us as a family to be part of the bigger family. I think that's really important for all Clyde Bulldogs now, to be part of a family, the Bulldog family.
Vanessa Martin. I graduated in 1996. A special memory I have from Clyde is in high school, I really enjoyed ag classes and hanging out in the ag building. Mr. Berry was my ag teacher when I was here in Clyde, and just building relationships with the teachers and the other students.
My name is Kinley Martin. I am a Clyde High School graduate from the year 2018. And one special memory I have from being a Clyde student is in high school, I had teachers that they were so supportive, and they just really helped us out in class and everything. And I have one teacher, her name was Miss Clower, and she would just let us come in our class and we could talk to her about anything, and she would help us out. She would mentor us, guide us, all of that. And so I think just being a teacher today, I want to be that teacher that can mentor, that can inspire, and help students in any way that they need to, not just in their education. And so that's what I like about being here at Clyde, is having that experience as a student and then being able to give back as a teacher.
I am Amy Saunders. I teach 6th grade reading. I graduated in 1996. As a student, I struggled with both reading and math, and I was better at reading, so I could adapt more with reading, but with math I really struggled. And in high school we had a algebra teacher who took the time to work with me, and that's what I try to do with the students, is find the ones who are struggling the most and make sure that they stay caught up.
It's hard to find one special memory from my time in the halls of Clyde High School. However, I think those special teachers that just molded and shaped you and helped guide you are so important. I remember Wiggins, and I've actually seen her within the last decade or so. And I thought at that time I wanted to be a doctor. Oh, guess what? I did become a doctor, just not that kind. And I wanted to be an anesthesiologist. And of course, on my paper I turned in, I misspelled it. She said, honey, if you want to be an anesthesiologist, you really need to learn how to spell it. So I did. But, just little things like that, you don't realize it when you're in the classroom and you're young, but looking back and being reflective, she's still a big part of everyone that she touched at Clyde High School.
I actually have a lot of memories. One that kind of sticks out a lot to me. I never got in trouble in school. And when I was in 5th grade, the last day of school, a boy brought some hair dye to school, and my teacher let all of us color our hair. Well, that was not okay with the principal, and we all got in so much trouble. But the teacher knew. She was so sweet about it. She walked with me out to talk to my mom, and it was all okay. But I thought it was like the end of the world. But she made me, it's okay, I promise, it's all gonna be okay, and it worked out. But that's probably a big thing that I remember.
My name is Christy Beeman, and I graduated in 2006. I am proud to be a Clyde Bulldog then and now because I just feel like the culture here is always been amazing, and it's just continuing to grow. Our community is so supportive of each other. The staff that I get to work with just supports what I grew up with in the classroom, and I just love being a Clyde Bulldog.
Jessica Durham, class of 2004. Then to be a Bulldog was wonderful, great. It was some of the best years of my life. And now I just am very compassionate, and I'm excited, and I'm ready to just help kids learn and have the same enjoyment I did when I was a Clyde Bulldog.
Once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog, whether you're black and gold or, I know some of them are purple and gold, but we don't acknowledge those. It's just an awesome feeling. Clyde has a wonderful community atmosphere. They've always supported the school. It has a rich history of supporting students and excelling in academics, fine arts, athletics. And so it's just nice to be a part of something special. And with the start of the Education Foundation, that's even more important for us to invest in our students' future after they leave us.
Okay, my name is Kayla Ziegler, and I was graduating class of 2002, and what it meant to be a Bulldog then versus now. So then I think it was all about working hard, having lots of fun, and beating all of our rivals at everything we did. Now it's a lot bigger feeling. Now it feels like being a part of a large family where we're committed to creating an environment for our students that we want our own kids to have the opportunity to experience. And it's a mentality and a culture of servant leadership and just community and looking out for your neighbor and taking care of the kids, because ultimately the kids are number one here in Clyde.
My name is Vicki Askew Eubanks. Askew is my maiden name. I am the class of 1982. And our saying was, we're the class of 82, we're the best that ever came through. I've been out 40 years and it's not changed the feelings. We always said, once you're a Bulldog, you're always a Bulldog. And I even left Clyde for a while and came back, and it's the spirit and the feeling is always going to be there. Just where I was raised at. And Clyde was a good school, good community at that time, and it's still that way. I mean, there's some changes, but that's 40 years back, so we're going to change every day. So
I'm Colby Rowley from the class of 2004, and I was excited to be a Bulldog growing up just because it was instilled in us from a young age that we were proud to be from here and represent this place and everything we did, whether it be theater arts, athletics, this classroom. And one of my goals in life was, after I got done playing sports, was to come back and be a part of something and a tradition that I could, leave my stamp on and continue that pride for generations.
I'm Cody Hodges, and I graduated in class of 2003. So I was born in Clyde. My parents moved here in 1968. I've been here my whole life. I enjoy the small town feeling aspect. I like everybody knowing everybody. I graduated with 97 people, and I knew 96 of them. It's been a great place. I stayed here after college, worked in Abilene. When my son was born, I started work here at the school about 7 days after to ensure that he would be able to come to Clyde kindergarten through graduation the same as I did.
Thank you for joining us for this heartfelt episode of the Rough Draft Podcast. We hope these alumni voices reminded you of the power of community, the impact of great teachers, and the pride that comes with being a Clyde Bulldog, yesterday, today, and always. To our incredible educators, your dedication shapes futures and leaves lasting legacies. This Teacher Appreciation Week and every week, thank you for all you do. Thank you for listening to the Rough Draft Podcast.
Where we dive deep into the challenges facing K-12 education today.
From funding disparities and overcrowded classrooms to the growing pressure on teachers.
And the evolving need for students. We explore the real issues that shape our schools. Whether it's the fight for equitable resources, the impact of standardized testing, or the struggle to meet the diverse needs of learners.
We are here to bring the conversation to the forefront.
Join us as we unpack the critical topics, share insight, and brainstorm solutions to build a better future for education.